get it. We got. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy steelez. It's another edition of Kicks with Soul, where the slogan is, every shoe is just a shoe until you put your soul into it. And today, we got a new pickup. Now, it's released Saturday. We had a couple things dropping today. I even seen the Oregon Ducks, Grateful Dead, came back out on, I'm assuming, a restock. That's an older release from last year, but, you know, a lot of people still would like to get their hands on that. Now, a couple days ago, maybe yesterday, we got the Gammas and the Black Cats restocking again. We also had the Jellyfishes releases not too long ago, but this week, this starting off the weekend, we got the Stranger Things foams, and we had the Union 1 fragments, and then we also had the sleeper of them all. And what this is the KD6 in the All-Star colorway. And one thing about this is we got the KD box standard, all black around. Got the gold KD logo right there. We got the gold swoosh, man. I actually like this box. It's nice and sturdy. Got a signature right there. And the box label reads KD6, multicolored green, glow black. All right. Now, this shoe released in 2013, 2014. I want to definitely say this is his MVP year. You know, I think this is his MVP year. Scoring champion. I know he was scoring championship like 3 in a row, 4 in a row, maybe 5 in a row. Y'all can check me. I know it was definitely 3 in a row. First team, made the All-Star, and of course the MVP. I don't think this is the year they went to the championship, because that was like he didn't win its MVP yet when he went to the championship. If I'm not mistaken, that was a little because they were younger. I remember Harden didn't have a big beard yet, and I don't think Harden was with him when he won this MVP. Maybe, I don't know. I got to do some research. But let's take these shoes out the box and get to it. Now, if y'all remember, man, this is in Nike's basketball, one of their basketball peaks. I think Nike basketball had a bunch of peaks. Also, for me, it's hard to say the peak because, you know, Jordan, I think, was the, that's Nike peak. And then, of course, we got the 96. That's my peak, but I don't think that's the peak. Then you got the Alpha Project and the Futuristics. Then you got the, the newer Kobe's. And now what I refer is the peak was because I was coming up in college and I was just now working. I was able to get these shoes. Me and my son went ham on these shoes right here, y'all. No point intended. Like, we pretty much got, I think, like 4 or 5 different colorways. I know I had the Rugrats, I had the Volt, I had the pink and maroon. I did not have these. I had the peanut butter and jellies. I had it was like a purple, lime green, gray, infrared. It was real hard to match, but hey, I got it. And this colorway right here is representing New Orleans because the All-Star game was in New Orleans that year, and I don't know where all this graphic come from to represent New Orleans. I don't know if it's part of just the historic city or just the color scheme of New Orleans, but I do know in the inside it has gumbo in like a hieroglyphic look. Love that. One thing I used to like about this shoe is the low profile, sideways tongue coming out with a nice little 35 right there. You even had the 2 base little back right here. It's different tone in this and all of them. That little piece right there is always its own color with the Nike sign. And we got KD logo right there. We also got a nice little air unit. Simple, but it's nice. You know you can't go wrong with a shoe with an air zoom unit. This shoe is very comfortable. Do roll to the size. You know, I remember this shoe running real small when I was younger. But it's true to size now because I put it on in the store. I was actually able to try it on. Got this little hieroglyphic look in the inside, and as always, we got that glow in the dark bottom. Now, if you take a look at that bottom, what bottom does that remind y'all of? Let me know. 3, 2, 1. I say the Kobe 4. Was it the one that got the gold medal? And don't that look like that? Kind of like the Giannis, the new Giannis one too. You know, Giannis 7. Breathable tongue. And if we know we're going to go back to the Nike in this era, they were doing something that fly net, you know, hyper flights. That was big. That was like a big shoe back then. They had a bunch of hyper. And the hyper had that fly net. And if you look around, there's a bunch of wires basically stuck together, and I don't know how they did it, but I know the technology was very light, and they were going to low cuts. And I know Curry used to be part of the little hyper flights. He used to wear them. Blake Griffin used to wear them. Tyreek Evans used to wear them. You know, pretty much everybody. That was like the shoe, like how the 2K Hirachis was in the 2000s and 2003-ish with Kobe. That's how it was with the fly net. Everybody kind of took advice. I think Kobe got some fly, definitely had some fly nets, because I got the Kobe 8, the Moonwalker, that got fly net. Kyrie definitely had some fly net. KD. So let's say Team Nike. Nike was basically, that was their new technology. You know, Nike always pushing the envelope, and that's where they was going with it. And I like it. You know, this color, some might say it's a childish colorway. To each his own. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But Stranger Things was a childish colorway, but it was a better shoe, and it was a good shoe. But I like it. But sometimes you can't diss a shoe just because you didn't like it and you didn't want it. Just let people observe it and enjoy it, because this shoe is a part of history. This is part of the All-Star year, you know, when KD went to the All-Star, but it's part of probably one of his best years because he won the MVP. Mama, you the real MVP. Had some dope colorways. The Aunt Pearl. I think this Aunt Pearl is what started it. Maybe not. You know, maybe not. But I remember this Aunt Pearl because it had that blue and the pink. Crazy. With the flower, the floral. Man, what we talking about, man. Oh, and we had the, I did have the OKC colorway too. The all black with the little bit of gray, blue, and orange. I had that one. And Billy had the little... the Kevin Durant jersey too. That was boy. Listen, I got memories with this. Because after this, you know what I say, we got within a couple years, maybe the same year. I remember the Big Bangs. Maybe no, that's a different All-Star. Maybe that was the next year All-Star in Orlando, because the Galaxies. This is 2013. Maybe the Galaxies was the next year. Yeah, I think the Galaxy was the next year. Then after that, we probably got the Legends. I remember the Legends coming out. I remember the Oreos coming back out for the first time. The Oreo 4s, the all leather. The Gammas, of course. The Weatherman foam posits. These all off the top. I remember releases. Didn't the Bread Lows come out that year too? No, I'm not tripping. I'm tripping. Maybe Billy had the Bread Lows. Maybe they just didn't sell out. I remember Billy having the Bread Lows. Or the breads in general. I remember Billy having the breads. Maybe I'm tripping. But as far as my KD collection, trying to knock him down. You know, he got so many. So you got to kind of pick and choose. But believe it or not, I want to say KD is on 18 models. That's kind of hard right there when you really think about it. 18 models. And when he's gone, we're going to really have appreciation. I don't think we need to be gone to have appreciation, but I'm talking far as sneakers. So we got to ask ourselves, what about like when somebody say, oh, I want the Air Missions or the Junior Seau's or the Dan Marino Speed Turfs, right? Let's take that in consideration. Let's take that. You talking about Dan Marino, right? Let's talk about it. One of the best gunslingers out there. Probably had some of the top passing yards records when he retired. But let's keep it real. In the 90s, everybody wasn't busting their mouth for them joints. Like, you know what I'm saying? We only talk about what we can't get. And that's what I'm just basically trying to get y'all to realize. Y'all gonna fall into the same banana tailpipe. Because once these are gone, 10, 15 years, and somebody bring them out, this is going to be the new Air Mission or the Bacon or something. Because you got to think those shoes are going to be in history. History got to keep doing this. The only person I know that keep coming back like a ghost is Jordan. We're going to always throw an 84. You know what I'm saying? Iverson maybe, Penny maybe. But I'm talking when these guys get old, I don't know if we're going to still be getting Pennies and Barclays, you know, because it's going to be their time to shine. If it is their time to shine. And if it's not, you got to think about people like Ja. You know, his off-court issues are starting to mess up now, you know what I'm saying? So the contract is in, but the renewal, it might not come back. So we got these 3 Jaws that we got. say for instance they discontinue it like they did with Paul George, or they did with other people that had Chris Webber or KG, like they will shut you down and move on, and then we stuck wanting, you know. And I think it's kind of crazy because we gonna do him like this, the Slim Reaper. Okay, I see us doing Mellow because we ain't rock the Jordans. We not gonna do Brown like that because Brown got a heavy dose of people that rock with him. We not gonna do Kobe like that. We're not gonna do. That's why I said the Air Missions, because you got other people coming out. The ES22s came back. The Deons came back. But those are the people I just said. Like, yeah, they gonna throw out the KDs sometime. They might throw out something like that. But the Paul Georges, I got a couple Paul Georges. They're gone. They're discontinued. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had them in a better condition, but I got them. And you got to sit there and be like, dang, you got a Paul George still. Like, yeah, I kept it, you know? So some of the other colorways I got of KD, well, this is the KD 6. I did go a little crazy with the KD 4s last year. I love this shoe right here. Probably like my second favorite. It was definitely these two because of the technology. I always got that foam posit material vibe from this. So I got the Christmas Day. Plan on picking the Christmas days up for this one because this Christmas Day actually was like red and green. I don't know where the Christmas theme came with this, but I do like the Christmas tree in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I was also able to pick up, this probably was my favorite Aunt Pro right here, just because of the materials, that fire pink. Every time you wear this shoe, it's popping out. That pink is a let alone gonna do all the talking, you know. Then we got, of course, you had to go and you had to get the Nerfs. You know what I'm saying? You had to get the Nerfs. And then I also got his new shoe. And the only reason I got this is because KD tapped in. They not missing on these new ones. He doing a lot of collabs, or, you know, taking some of the 90s cloaks, and this the DMV, aka the Air Bacon. And you can already tell why it's called the Air Bacon. That is crazy. That is fire. Easy money right there. And that is my KD collection, y'all. I ain't got a crazy KD collection, but I got a collection at this point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not tripping too much. KD, Slim Reaper, Mama, you the real MVP. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know what y'all like going on. Did y'all pick up anything this weekend? Did y'all get the Unions? Did y'all get the Stranger Things? Did y'all get the Grateful Deads? Whatever you got, big up to you, because some of those, this was the easiest thing to get. We ain't need no hard work for this. But if you was able to touch those Unions, if you was able to touch those Grateful Deads, and if you was able to touch those Stranger Things phones, because they were outside. Good luck to everybody tomorrow on them, not metallic blacks, we're going to call. I keep thinking metallics, black metallics, because of the wave we got. But for the cool gray Jordan 5s, please be safe out there tomorrow. Hope everybody touch them that really wants them. It's your boy Steelz. Please like, comment, subscribe. And y'all know the slogan, Kicks with Soul, where every shoe is just a shoe until you put your soul into it. Also, got to tell y'all about the laces, but dang, man, I think they 3M too. Y'all have a good one, man.